Flying with pets. Must-know tips for a safe trip. Hey there, fellow pet parents. Nervous about taking Fluffy or Fido on a plane? You're not alone. Nearly half of pet owners have actually avoided air travel because of their pets. But guess what? Flying with your furry friend can be safe and even fun if you know the right tricks. Today we're counting down the top 14 must-know tips for a safe trip when flying with pets. We'll go from number 14 all the way to the number 1 tip that could make or break your journey. And yes, we've got real-world data to back these up, plus a dash of humor to keep things light. Before we jump in, a quick call to action. If you find these tips helpful, hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. It really helps, and you'll get more pet-friendly travel tips in your feed. Now, let's get this flight off the ground with tip number 14.
14. Research airline pet policies and book early.
Every airline has different pet rules. Some allow small pets in cabin, others only as cargo, and some not at all. Almost all airlines limit the number of pets per flight, usually first come, first served. So book early. Most charge around $100 to $125 each way for an in-cabin pet ticket. And many ban certain breeds, especially short-nosed ones like pugs and Persians, from flying in cargo due to health risks. International flights, even stricter. Do your homework first or risk a very expensive no at check-in. Great, you've booked, but where will Spot sit? Let's talk about their first-class seat in tip number 13. 13. Pick the perfect pet carrier. The carrier is your pet's in-flight home. Most airlines allow soft-sided carriers that fit under the seat, roughly 17 to 18 inches long and 11 inches high. Your pet must be able to stand, turn, and lie down comfortably. Line it with a blanket or shirt that smells like you. Add ventilation, and maybe a pee pad just in case. A well-chosen carrier equals a calmer pet, and fewer surprises for you. Sounds comfy, but will Fluffy willingly crawl in? That's where tip number 12 comes in. 12. Acclimate your pet to the carrier. Weeks before flying, leave the carrier open at home. Toss treats in it, feed your pet inside it, let them nap there. Make it their safe space. Gradually close the door, carry it around, even take short car rides. The goal, by flight day, the carrier feels like home, not jail. Okay, your pet loves their apartment. Now how do you prep them on flight day? Enter tip number 11.
11. Exercise and light meal before the flight.
A tired pet is a good pet. Take your dog on a long walk or play with your cat until they flop. Feed lightly about 4 hours before flying, enough to keep them happy, but not enough to cause tummy trouble. Hydrate, but not too much. The goal, less motion sickness, fewer accidents.
Now you're off to the airport, but how do you handle TSA with a pet in tow? Tip number 10 is your guide. 10. Arrive early and ace security. Arrive at least 2 hours early. At security, never send your pet through the X-ray. Yes, it's happened. You remove them, walk, or carry them through the metal detector, and the empty carrier goes through the scanner. TSA may swab your hands for explosives, James Bond style, then reassemble in a calm corner. Some airlines even allow early boarding with pets. Ask nicely, you're through. But wait, does Fido need one last bathroom break? Tip number 9 has you covered. 9. Use pet relief areas. Most airports now have pet relief stations indoors and outdoors. Take your pet there before boarding. Dogs, easy. Cats, trickier. Try timing their meals and litter breaks so they won't need one mid-flight. For emergencies, a pee pad in the carrier works.
All business taken care of? Time for tip number 8, keeping your pet comfy mid-flight. 8. Keep your pet comfortable during the flight.
Line the carrier with soft bedding. Use a t-shirt that smells like you. Chew treats during takeoff and landing help with ear pressure. Cover the carrier partially for calmness, but keep airflow. If in cargo, make sure crates are labeled, ventilated, and water bowls frozen so they melt slowly. Remember, over 99.99% of pets fly safely.
But there's one secret weapon left. You. That's tip number 7. 7. Stay calm. Pets mirror you. Your pet senses your anxiety. If you're cool, they'll relax. Speak cheerfully. Act like it's just another day. Avoid sudden gasps or panics during turbulence. Channel your inner cucumber. Mid-video CTA. Loving these tips? Hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out. Got a flying with pet story? Share it in the comments. We'd love to hear it. But wait, can't I just give my pet something to knock them out? That brings us to tip number 6. 6. Don't sedate your pet. Tip number 6 tackles a topic many pet parents assume is helpful but can actually be dangerous: sedation. It might seem like the kindest thing to do, help your furry companion sleep through the flight, but the reality is far riskier than most people realize. Sedatives can interfere with your pet's breathing, circulation, and body temperature regulation, all of which are already stressed during air travel. The cabin or cargo environment isn't the same as your cozy living room. Air pressure changes. Noise and vibrations affect animals differently. Studies and airline data show that nearly half of all pet flight-related deaths have been linked directly to sedation. That statistic alone explains why most airlines now refuse to accept sedated pets in the cabin or cargo hold. The risk simply outweighs the perceived benefit.
So if sedation is off the table, what are your alternatives? The focus should shift to training, comfort, and natural calming strategies. Before travel, practice getting your pet accustomed to their carrier. Short sessions around the house, then car rides, then longer periods of confinement, so it feels safe, not scary. On flight day, a long walk or play session can help burn off nervous energy before boarding.
For anxiety, consider non-drug aids like pheromone sprays or calming collars that mimic natural scents to soothe pets. Anxiety vests, like snug-fitting wraps, provide gentle pressure that can reduce stress. Some pets respond well to these simple tools, making the journey calmer without the risks of medication. If medication is absolutely unavoidable, say your vet determines it's the only safe option for your pet's specific needs, then it must be vet-prescribed and tested in advance. That means giving a trial dose at home well before the flight to monitor side effects. Flying blind with an untested sedative is a recipe for disaster. The takeaway? Skip the sedatives unless your vet insists, and even then, proceed with extreme caution. Focus on preparation and comfort, and your pet will have a much safer, smoother journey.
Speaking of breathing issues though, there's another group of pets that face unique risks just by design: those adorable smushy faces. That's tip number 5.
5. Mind breed and weather restrictions.
Tip number 5 is where planning meets biology, because when it comes to flying with pets, breed and weather can make or break your trip. Not every animal handles the stress of air travel equally, and airlines know it. That's why many carriers impose strict rules or outright bans for certain breeds, especially snub-nosed dogs and cats.
Think about pugs, bulldogs, boxers, or Persian cats. Their shortened airways already make breathing harder under normal conditions, and when you add cabin pressure changes, heat, or stress, the risks skyrocket. Sadly, there have been enough incidents that airlines have decided it's not worth the gamble, particularly in the cargo hold. Most major US and international airlines will not accept these breeds as cargo at all if you're traveling with one in-cabin transport, if they meet the size limit, or ground travel is usually the only safe option. But it's not just about breed, it's also about weather. Airlines won't accept pets in cargo if the forecast at departure, arrival, or layover points shows extreme temperatures. Too hot, and the risk of overheating is real. Too cold, and hypothermia becomes a danger. Both situations are unsafe for animals waiting on the tarmac or in transit between terminals. That's why airlines impose seasonal embargoes, often banning pet cargo travel during the peak of summer or dead of winter. So how do you plan around it? Timing is everything. In the summer, book early morning flights when temperatures are cooler. In the winter, midday flights are warmer and safer. Building your travel plans around your pet's comfort may not always align with your ideal schedule, but it's a small sacrifice for their safety and well-being. The bottom line, choose the season and time of day with your pet in mind, not just your vacation calendar. Airlines won't bend on these rules, and frankly, neither should you. Okay, you've got the right season nailed down, and you're thinking ahead for your furry friend's safety. But what about the flight itself? Should you aim for a direct route or settle for a layover? That's exactly what we'll cover in tip number 4. 4. Choose flights wisely. When it comes to flying with pets, one golden rule rises above the rest. Direct flights are your best friend. The fewer transitions your animal has to endure, the less stressful the journey will be for both of you. Every takeoff, landing, and baggage transfer introduces noise, jostling, and potential delays. A non-stop flight minimizes all of that. One boarding, one stretch of travel, one landing, done. Your pet doesn't know the difference between Chicago O'Hare and Atlanta Hartsfield, but they'll definitely feel the extra hours of being shuttled around if you've booked multiple connections. Of course, sometimes a connection is unavoidable. In that case, Aim for a short, but not rushed layover. 30 minutes might sound efficient for you, but for your pet's crate being moved from one aircraft to another, it's a recipe for missed baggage or unnecessary stress. On the other hand, a 4-hour layover drags the process out. The sweet spot? Around 90 minutes to 2 hours. Enough time for airline staff to safely transfer your pet without leaving them sitting in a warehouse for half a day.
Another overlooked factor is the type of aircraft. Tiny regional jets may be fine for a quick business trip, but their cargo holds are often unpressurized or poorly ventilated, conditions that aren't suitable for pets. If you're traveling with a larger animal that must go in cargo, always double check the aircraft type and confirm with the airline that pets can safely ride in the hold. Bigger jets, like Boeing 737s or Airbus A320s and up, typically have safer cargo environments.
And let's talk timing. Flying during peak travel periods, think Thanksgiving week, Christmas rush, or the height of summer, adds layers of chaos. Airports are louder, crowds are thicker, and staff are stretched thin. If possible, book your flights during quieter times of year or even less hectic hours of the day. A Tuesday morning departure in March? Bliss compared to a Sunday night flight before Thanksgiving with 3 million fellow travelers. So yes, flight booked? Fantastic! You've already reduced half the stress your pet might feel. But don't relax just yet, because when it comes to traveling with animals, paperwork is king. And that's exactly what we're tackling in tip number 3. 3. Get documents and health checks in order. Most airlines require a vet health certificate within 10 days of travel. Bring vaccination records, especially rabies. For international trips, plan months ahead. Some countries require microchips, rabies titer tests, or even quarantine. Always carry a recent photo of your pet and label their carrier with your contact info. Paperwork done. Now where should your pet sit? With you or in cargo? Let's explore in tip number 2. 2. In cabin if possible. If cargo, take precautions. When it comes to flying with pets, the safest option is always in cabin, but there's a size limit. Most airlines only allow animals under about 20 pounds, including their carrier, to ride with you under the seat in front. If your furry companion fits those requirements, congratulations! They'll be right at your feet where you can keep an eye on them, soothe them during turbulence, and sneak in a reassuring head scratch or two.
But what if your pet is larger? That's where things get more complicated. Bigger animals often need to travel in the cargo hold, and while thousands of pets are transported safely each year, it requires extra preparation. The first step is investing in a sturdy, airline-approved crate. Not just any pet carrier will do. The crate should be large enough for your pet to stand, turn around, and lie down comfortably. Add familiar bedding or a blanket to provide cushioning and reduce anxiety. Here's a pro tip many seasoned pet travelers swear by. Use frozen water bowls. By the time your pet is mid-flight, the ice will have melted enough to provide hydration without spilling everywhere during loading. It's a small but clever hack to keep them comfortable.
Don't forget the paperwork. Clearly label the crate with "Live Animal" in large letters along with your name, phone number, and final destination. Many owners also tape a photo of their pet to the crate in case of mishandling. And most importantly, always confirm with the gate staff that your pet has been loaded onto your specific flight. It's your peace of mind before you settle into your seat. Yes, cargo travel can feel stressful, but with the right preparation, you're giving your larger pet the safest and most comfortable journey possible under the circumstances.
And here we are, the final landing. What's the one piece of advice that ties all these pet travel tips together? Let's bring it home with tip number 1.
1. Consult your vet and put health first. Before you even think about booking your pet a seat, or rather, a spot under the seat in front of you, your very first stop should be the veterinarian's office. Why? Because not every animal is suited for the stresses of air travel. While you might be excited about your trip, your furry friend could find it exhausting, confusing, or downright unsafe. Some pets, particularly seniors, very young animals, or those with existing health conditions, may struggle with the pressure changes, confinement, and noise of flying. Breeds with short noses, like pugs, bulldogs, or Persian cats, can have trouble breathing in the reduced air pressure of an airplane cabin. Even a normally healthy dog or cat can get anxious in crowded, noisy environments. That's where your vet comes in. They know your animal's health and temperament better than anyone. During the appointment, your vet can assess whether your pet is fit to fly and offer guidance on making the journey safer. They may suggest mild calming medications, recommend a specific type of carrier for comfort and ventilation, or provide a health certificate, which many airlines require within a certain time frame before departure. They can also help you plan feeding and hydration schedules to minimize stress and avoid accidents mid-flight. But here's the most important part. Sometimes your vet may advise against flying altogether, and while that may be tough to hear, it's always in the best interest of your pet's well-being. Alternatives like driving, using a professional pet transport service, or even leaving them with a trusted family member or boarding facility might be far kinder than subjecting them to the stress of air travel. The golden rule is simple: put your pet's health first. If they can handle it, wonderful. You'll both enjoy the adventure. But if they can't, the best gift you can give them is comfort and safety at home, waiting to greet you happily when you return. And there you have it, 14 must-know tips for flying with pets. From paperwork to pee pads, from ear-popping treats to keeping calm, now you're ready to give your pet a safe and smooth journey. If you found this helpful, like, comment, and subscribe for more travel and pet care tips. Tell us in the comments, what's the weirdest or funniest pet travel story you've seen? Thanks for watching, and safe travels for you and your four-legged co-pilots.